would be interested in that. So I think yes to all those. But again, I'm on all in. You got me already. I'm a fish that you've already reeled in, but you have to be tricky with all this stuff. And I understand completely where you're coming from.
Well, it's also like it's that fine line if you're a collector between are they giving me the stuff I want and are they feeding me versus are they, if you start to cross that line where you feel like the perception is that they're bleeding me or they're forcing me to buy stuff I don't want just to stay complete, that's never a fun sort of feeling. So I don't want to feel like I'm forcing people to like, oh, now you got to buy this version again or do something different with it. It's sort of, I, yeah, I just try to keep all of that in mind, but there's definitely conversations we have around this stuff where it's like, I don't know, what if it were a more elaborate version of the same thing? Would that be interesting, or would that just not feel appropriate to the line, for lack of a better description?
Well, maybe I can kind of elaborate on it a little bit. When you did the mothership pre-orderable scenario, there was an additional bonus where you could get 5 Vipers.
Yep.
And so 5 Viper pack would be something I think people would want. But the problem is we got a Viper in the O-ring line originally. They've done many different iterations of Vipers. Your Viper was different because it was a Viper that was for the mothership specifically, and it was designed differently to pilot that ship. And then you also had the pilot as well. There was a different O-ring figure as well. So you had 2 different Vipers there. That we never had before because we never had the mothership and we never had needed pilot Vipers for vehicles.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we had the Mamba driver or the stun driver or the Moray driver or whatever Viper that drove every one of these vehicles. So in that sense, I think people would be interested in something like that.
Okay. Noted.
And I know you've talked about the possibility of getting the mothership down the road. How well are sales doing on Reaction Plus, where you got a lot of feedback since that original release and the possibilities that maybe in a year we could get it again?
The Reaction Plus line is doing well. I think people are very excited and happy with it. That's the G.I. Joe they've been looking for and asking for on the collector side. That's not an issue. But again, as we've talked before, most of the vehicles have been made, so it's hard to find those ones that haven't been made before. And I know you've got, hold on, I know we'll get there. But the mothership though it's not a small one. It's a huge one. And is it still too big for most people and too expensive for most people?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. My take is right now is while there are people that want it and the people that think it's neat, people are not ready to throw $450 against a spaceship right now.
450, wasn't that 650
or whatever it was? I don't even remember what it was, but like even then, like people are looking for that, $150, $125, $100, $75. Christ, most people actually will be like, I'd like it to be $40, but that's not realistic necessarily either. So I don't get the sense that the demand is strong enough to make mothership work for most people still at this point. But that doesn't mean that there aren't a few other background vehicles we've sort of noted. Doesn't mean none of them are in the works, but we've noted a few. And I know you've got your finger up for your vote. What's your vote?
It's the same one that I mentioned in every interview we've done, the 6 interviews we've done. It's always the same vehicle, the Aspid helicopter for Cobra. And there's a perfect example of where you could stick that pilot Viper.
Yeah. Maybe so. Maybe so.
It's in every iteration. It's in Sunbow. It's in comics. It's in all various comics and things like that. I don't know. It's one of those no-brainers that the one vehicle in O-ring that people have wanted since the comics and this O-ring line was created, that people wanted that, and it never got done because, oh, we got the Mamba. Oh, the Mamba's nice, but it's not the Aspid. The Aspid is a different thing where you can maybe carry a HISS tank or have some paratroopers come down from it or have some gunner turrets, or, you know, it's just cool looking.
I don't disagree with those things. So
And you